I have a tongue tie. I cannot pronounce common words correctly if you're just gonna mock me scroll. Anyways, this video is how cooling reactors in space is not as simple as I really wish it was. I really wish it was that simple. So you think space is cold, so nuclear reactors won't overheat, right? Unfortunately, that's wrong. And I'm about to explain why that's one of the most dangerous assumptions you could make. And I want to break it down in a way you're going to understand. And I always, again, encourage you to do your own homework, your own research. Do not take what I say at face value, please. And I'm always open to respectful discussion. So the first part of this video is why cooling is crucial for any reactor, period. So nuclear reactors don't just make power, they make insane amounts of heat. On Earth, we dump that heat into air or into water. On the moon, we don't have either. So the simple breakdown is fission equals splitting atoms equals intense heat. Reactors need constant cooling to avoid a meltdown. And then Earth uses water or air to carry heat away. So this works because of convection and conduction, movement of fluid or contact with surfaces. The moon has none of that. No air, no water, no way for heat to escape in the usual sense it does here on Earth. So the second part of this video is what's radiation cooling and why is it worse? Well, in space, the only way to cool something is called radiation cooling. And it's a whole different beast. I'm going to try to break this down as best as possible. I'm so sorry if I need to break it down further. For those who genuinely just don't know, please don't be afraid to ask. So the breakdown is conduction. It equals heat passed by touching something cooler, like metal or ground. Convection equals heat carried away by moving air or water. Now radiation equals heat emitted at infrared energy slowly into empty space. Radiation cooling is slower, less efficient, and can't keep up with how fast fission generates heat, unfortunately. I wish it could. So the fact of the matter is Earth reactors use thousands of gallons of water per minute. You can't replicate that with radiators in a vacuum, which is what space and moon basically is. Third part of the video is why the moon's day-night cycle makes things so much worse. So as you know, if you've watched my other videos, the moon does not have a 24-hour day. It has 14 days of sunlight and 14 days of night, and that's a nightmare for heat management, and here's why. So the breakdown is, during lunar day, equipment gets blasted by unfiltered sunlight. Temps can reach 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and I think that's 120 degrees Celsius. Feel free to fact check me if I'm wrong on that math. During lunar night, though, it can drop to negative 280 degrees Fahrenheit, which I believe is negative 173 Celsius. Again, fact check me if I'm wrong. I might be doing the math wrong. I'm very tired after the comments today. That extreme thermal cycling, though, stresses materials. It can cause cracks and degrade systems over time. It's not just about the cooling, though. It's about keeping a machine alive in an environment that wants to break it every 2 weeks. So the fourth part of the video is why this breaks systems faster. So everything expands in heat and contracts in cold. We learned that, and if you didn't remember it, there's your friendly reminder that everything expands in heat and contracts in cold. Now, do that over and over, violently, for years. The breakdown is electronics, metals, seals all wear down faster with temperature swings like what happens on the moon. Heat cycles cause microfractures, which grow, which lead to failure. Cooling systems in space don't just need to work. They need to survive the abuse, and we currently do not have the technology for that. So think of it this way, running a nuclear power plant inside a toaster oven that turns into a freezer every 2 weeks. That's the simplest I can figure out how to break that down for everyone. So cooling a reactor on the moon isn't impossible. It's actually worse. It's unstable, it's unpredictable, and if it fails, there's no fixing it. It's just fallout that we have nothing to fix with, and that's why I'm talking about it.